All right. Thank you, everybody. Let me find the clicker. All right. They said there's just one button on it, so I can't screw it up too bad. All right. So I'm here today to share with you a product of ours, Tectonic, give you an overview of what's going on, make some announcements, and let you know kind of why we started doing this in the first place. So to step back a little bit, this is a special day for us, and I'll explain why. About 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, none of this stuff existed at all. We were just getting started. And when Brandon, co-founder, and I got going, we're like, what could we do to fundamentally improve the security of the internet? That's where we started. We're in this talking about Kubernetes and everything, but when we started down this path, and still today, we're really focused on improving the security and the reliability of the internet. You might be asking, how does this all connect? Well, if you're trying to secure the internet, what would you do? What are the problems that actually need to be solved? And our insight was that really the issue with security online and the reason everybody keeps getting hacked is around updates. See, current state-of-the-art on server infrastructure is get it running and don't touch it. But yet the people on the internet that are hacking us are using software to do it. But yet the way we manage our infrastructure isn't with software. And so we've seen how it's supposed to be done. We've seen it from the hyperscale guys. Folks like Google and Facebook and Twitter have this distinctly different way of running infrastructure that allows them to deploy rapidly and take machines down at any time to service them, without an issue. And so as we figured out our plan to secure the internet, the goal became, let's enable this way of computing. We started calling it Giphy because I'm tired of saying Google's infrastructure for everyone else. And everything that we've built from the very beginning up until now is to make this style of computing easy to access to any company. And so today is a big day for us because Kubernetes is a huge piece of this. But I wanted to step back and kind of talk about all the things that we've been building. So again, 2 years ago, none of this existed at all. I think we're the first startup ever our first product launches are a Linux operating system and a distributed database. Just do them at the same time, CoreOS and etcd. And I think when you realize those two pieces were our first, you can sort of see the vision. A lot of folks know us for the Linux operating system piece, but etcd is the heartbeat behind, hundreds of projects now, including Kubernetes itself. It's the only kind of hard outside dependency of Kubernetes and solves the distributed consensus algorithm in the heart of it. From there, we've been heavy contributors to Docker. Containers are a great piece of this. We've proposed our own solutions around containers. If you're trying to secure the internet, there's some corners that need to be addressed. And then we have pieces like Flannel that we built specifically for Kubernetes to do the IP per pod model in any environment so that works regardless of what your underlying fabric is. And all of these pieces we've been building individually in the open source or contributing to the projects that solve the problems in a sufficient way in order to enable this style of computing. And so today, with Kubernetes 1.0, it's all there. All the pieces are there. And we've been spending the past 2 years doing this. And I don't know, I want to just give a quick round of applause to the team and all the open source contributors that have literally taken this from zero to something over the past 2 years. All right. So now let's talk about our products. So as part of this mission, we're going beyond just building the enabling technologies, but we want to help businesses actually do this. And while everyone here gets the bits and pieces of it and really is into the tech, we wanted to build solutions for companies that want to take advantage of the benefits of this software without needing to figure out all the details. So Tectonic is a supported distribution of Kubernetes and all those components that I just showed you. It runs in your own environment, and it's 2015, so your own environment could be Google Cloud or AWS, not just your on-prem data center. And overall, we just really want to help companies get the benefits of this style of computing, and we will continue to drive that mission because we think once we realize it, we'll satisfy our goal. There'll be a day where we roll out an update and secure the internet. As we build Tectonic, there's a number of principles behind it. We stay always 100% upstream with, or compatible with upstream. Of course, we turn on every security feature we can. We care a lot about high availability and fault tolerance, enable all that. Updates is at our core, and we maintain that in our products here as well. And we want companies to be able to bring this into their existing environment. We realize that folks aren't able to throw away everything they have and start from scratch. We have to find ways to layer it in. And most importantly, we need to simplify as much as we can. These distributed systems are quite difficult to build and run and maintain, so only ship minimal components required to make it all work. So I have a few announcements on this end, and then we'll get going. So the first one, starting today, we are shipping it's a public beta we're calling the Tectonic Preview. What you get in the preview, this is intended for companies that just want to get going quickly. What you get in preview is Kubernetes 1.0. It's a little tricky, a bootstrapping problem getting it in there as it just got tagged like 3 days ago, but we got it. It comes with the Tectonic console, which is a management console built on top of Kubernetes. Supported installers, updaters, and the thing I'm most proud of is we have 24/7 support out of the box starting today on this thing. We want to be there at your side to help you get going. In this period, we're just charging a flat $1,500 a month. For companies that are used to buying support services like this, this is nothing. This is trivial, unlimited servers, there's no scaling thing on it during the preview period. We just want to partner with companies that want to help get going on this and want a commercial vendor at their side. We expect this to last for the next few months as we really get Tectonic to the place we want it to be and incorporate all the feedback from our existing users. On that note, I'd like to call out and just say thanks to a number of our private beta users that have been helping out before this announcement. So thank you guys for all the feedback and kicking the tires on this thing. It's been a little rocky, but it's coming together. The next piece I'd like to announce is today we are shipping trainings all over the world. Again, in this effort, we want companies to really use this stuff. Are the very famous Kelsey Hightower, who is actually giving a training right now at OSCON. He's our competition for this talk, ironically. We're going to send him on a few laps around the world to share the good news. You can sign up today on Tectonic for that as well. And thank you to Google and Intel for helping put all this together. And then last but not least, I want to announce an event we're doing at the end of the year. And again, in the spirit of helping companies do this, we're up-leveling the conversation a little bit at the Tectonic Summit. We're going to talk about what are the business values of this. How do companies save money because of this type of infrastructure? How do companies ship products faster? How do we secure your infrastructure using this and really help the business leaders in your organization understand the importance of these technologies. Intel is our premier sponsor on this one as well. We're seeking more sponsorship as well as, of course, your attendance if you're a business and interested in this. We're going to do it in New York City, going to get out of the valley a little bit and talk about the business problems that these technologies address. Finally, just like to thank all the partners and supporters and users of this stuff. Tectonic and the Kubernetes community we've been moving very quickly on this, but we're quickly growing steam, gaining steam. And so thank you to everybody that's been along for the ride so far, and to everybody that starts working with us here soon. So next, I would like to introduce one of the early users of Tectonic, as well as a more enterprise company, Jive. So Chris Jones from Jive is going to give a talk about how they are using Kubernetes both on cloud and on-prem. And Chris, I'll let you get set up. So thank you, Chris.